Some cities don't fall to invaders. They don't burn in one dramatic night. They just stop being visited. The markets go quiet, the fields go untended, and centuries later, when someone finally parts the jungle or the sand, an entire civilization is waiting exactly where it was left. In the jungles of Cambodia, French explorer Henri Mouot stumbled upon towers rising out of the canopy in 1860. Local villagers already knew it was there, but for the outside world, Angkor Wat seemed to appear from nowhere, a temple complex larger than modern Paris. At its peak in the 12th century, Angkor was home to nearly 1 million people, the largest pre-industrial city on Earth. Then, within a few generations, it emptied. Drought, flooding, and a failing water system may have broken the city's massive canal network beyond repair. The temples remained, the people did not. Half a world away, near modern-day St. Louis, a city called Cahokia once rivaled London in population. Its builders raised more than 100 earthen mounds, including one taller than a 10-story building, using nothing but woven baskets of soil. By 1350, Cahokia was abandoned. No war marks its ruins, no burned layer in the soil. Archaeologists still argue over why: overhunting, flooding, political collapse. The mounds remain today, silent hills in an Illinois cornfield, holding the memory of 30,000 people who simply left. In the highlands of southern Africa, Great Zimbabwe's walls rise without a single drop of mortar, granite blocks so precisely cut they've stood for 800 years. When European colonizers first found it, they refused to believe Africans had built it, inventing a Phoenician theory that took a century to fully debunk. At its height, Great Zimbabwe controlled gold trade routes stretching to China and Arabia. Then, sometime in the 1400s, its people walked away, likely as the soil gave out and the trade routes shifted. The walls stayed standing, guarding nothing, for 500 years. On the Orkney Islands off Scotland, a violent storm in 1850 ripped the grass from a sand dune and exposed something no one expected: an entire Stone Age village frozen in place since 3100 BC, older than the pyramids of Giza. Skara Brae's stone houses still contained their original stone beds, stone dressers, even stone hearths, as if the residents had only just stepped out. Rising seas eventually buried the village in sand, sealing it in an accidental time capsule for 5,000 years. In the shallow lagoons of Micronesia sits Madol, a city built entirely on top of the ocean, nearly 100 artificial islets connected by canals constructed from hexagonal basalt logs weighing up to 50 tons each. No quarry for that stone exists anywhere nearby. How the columns were transported and stacked remains one of the Pacific's great engineering mysteries. By the 1600s, the city's ruling dynasty had collapsed and the canals slowly filled with mangroves, leaving what locals still call the Venice of the Pacific to the crabs and the tide. Along the Indus River in modern Pakistan, the city of Mohenjo-daro was laid out with a precision that wouldn't reappear in urban planning for another 3,000 years. A perfect street grid, covered sewers, and a public bathhouse with a level of hydraulic engineering that startled the archaeologists who found it in the 1920s. At its peak, the Indus Valley civilization was larger than Egypt and Mesopotamia combined, and yet we still cannot read its written language. Around 1900 BC, the great cities were quietly deserted, their script falling silent with them, and to this day, we don't fully know why they left or what their words even said. In central Mexico, Teotihuacan's pyramids dwarf anything else in the Americas. The Pyramid of the Sun alone contains nearly as much volume as Egypt's Great Pyramid. At its height, 200,000 people lived here, making it one of the largest cities in the world. We don't even know what its builders called themselves. Teotihuacan is an Aztec name given centuries after the city burned and emptied around 550 AD. Whether it fell to invasion, revolt, or drought is still debated by archaeologists standing on the Avenue of the Dead. And then there's the mystery that needs no introduction. In 1587, 115 English colonists settled Roanoke Island, then vanished within 3 years, leaving behind only a single carved word on a fence post: CROATOAN. No bodies, no signs of battle, no message of distress, just one word and a silence that has never been fully explained across 4 centuries of searching. On the coast of Peru, long before Egypt built its pyramids, the city of Caral was already raising 6 of its own, making it, at 5,000 years old, the oldest known city in the Americas, built by a civilization that appears to have had no weapons and no evidence of warfare at all. From the jungles of Cambodia to the deserts of Peru, these cities all share the same haunting quality. They didn't get destroyed. They got left. Their builders walked away for reasons still buried in the ground beneath them. Every one of these places proves the same thing archaeology keeps teaching us again and again. Civilizations don't need a catastrophe to disappear. Sometimes they just stop being written down, and the ground remembers what the history books forgot.